Hey there, thanks for watching. My name is Christiana and my channel is The Well-Behaved Wallet, where I talk about mindset, motivation, and making or saving money. In today's Side Hustle Saturday video, I'm going to be giving you the rundown on my June numbers for eBay. I'm also going to be telling you about how I manage my time to make space for what really matters and get more done in the process. And I'm also going to give you kind of the rundown on my side hustle philosophy, my ultimate goal, and where I'm headed, and how the two things that I talked about before, the eBay income and how I manage my time, ultimately will help work toward my side hustle goal in general. So if you're interested in that, please stick around. Alrighty, so I will share with you my numbers on eBay for the month of June. Just to kind of let you know my situation, eBay is my side hustle. It's where the primary, the bulk of my side hustle income comes from, but I do not spend much time on it at all. I would say total maybe 3 to 5 hours a week on it. And if I did more, I would probably make more, but at the present, it's not super high on my priority list, and I'll explain more about that toward the end where my priority is. But for what it is, it's doing really well, and right now it's one of the only side hustle plans that I have that's making actual income. So I do want to spend the bulk of my attention here, my limited time to get done for my side hustles. So my numbers I'll tell you my numbers for the month, and then I'll kind of give you the rundown on how the month went and why they are where they are. So total sales, I did $353.68. Total selling costs were $131.60. And those selling costs were about 37% of my total sales. So about a third went to selling costs, which is actually really good because I had been at the 40% mark, and it's good to see that coming down where my selling costs were 40% of my sales. So that said, I sold 17 items, so my average sale price was about $20. The reason why it is so high, I think, is because I sold one pair of shoes for, I think it was $85, and those were a pair that I had purchased for myself but couldn't return. I knew I couldn't return them, but I knew that I could also just sell them on eBay, which is what I did. I also used promoted listings, and I have been using promoted listings more, and I have seen really, really good results from that. So that is something that I think that I'm going to do more in the future, because I've noticed that promoted items that I promote usually sell within a week to 10 days, and I'll take that for like $3. I think my highest, I've promoted 3 listings right now to date, and I think total that the most that I ever spent on a promoted listing was $3, and I'll do it because hey, $3 to make $70, I will take that any day. So I've had good luck with promoted listings. The reason why I feel my sales over the past 30 days had actually gone up, even though this was an interesting month because I was actually on vacation for a full week. So what I had planned to do was to put my store on vacation mode and also extend handling time, but I forgot to do that when we left, and I actually sold something the first day. So I was kind of like concerned about that, but I messaged the seller and she was super sweet and said, yeah, just ship the item when you get back, which was fine. And what I did was I actually printed out the shipping label because it was just a padded flat rate priority. So I printed out the label and then I saved it in draft, and then I mailed it when I got home. So we were only gone for 5 days, so I don't think it affected my rate too badly. We'll see where that goes. I still have top rated seller status, so I'm not too concerned. But definitely a note to self. It takes 2 minutes now that I know how to do it. Really be sure to watch those vacation settings. But even in spite of that, my sales are up month to month. So that's for sure a good sign. I've also started listing more regularly and getting back into that. So I'll tell you, and I mentioned in my last side hustle kind of what happened that knocked me off the train was that I had been saving items in draft and then listing, because the eBay responds very well to consistency. So I had been drafting a whole bunch of items. I'll photograph, measure, and draft on Saturday, and then listing throughout the week. But I had done that one Saturday. I had like 20 items in draft. I went to go list Monday, Tuesday. I hit Wednesday, and all the rest of the items that I had drafted were gone. So I now know that I will, what I should have done then was called eBay customer service, because I've had really good results with them. They've been very responsive to me. I had an issue with shipping, and they were super responsive. I think they called me. I asked to be called, and they called within like 90 seconds. They said even though the wait was like 2 minutes. So that's something I've had good luck with. And I think if that ever happens again, I'll just call customer service. But that had kind of knocked my motivation a little bit. Now I'm getting back into that, just kind of, I have the photographs and I'm just listing daily. So I'm drafting the actual, the listings daily. Sorry, they're like, we have some summer bugs visiting, so it's kind of annoying. So I think that I'm just listing one item a day, which is better than nothing. And so far that's working out for me. I don't know if I'll get up the courage to start doing a batch draft, probably, hopefully soon, because I've seen really good results from this, even though it's the summer and everyone talks about the summer slowdown. So that was my June on eBay, and I really can't, that's decent. I'll take that. $200 net minus whatever I spent for the shoes. But I think this has been a pretty profitable, June was a fairly decent month. So using that dollar, so I have about $200, give or take. And I usually, what I do is if I need something, I'll buy it on eBay using the profits. So I don't necessarily see all of that in pure income. That's kind of how I supplement my own income, just because it hasn't been that much. And so I haven't been as disciplined in using that to further my side hustle. However, that's going to change because I'm reading a book that is shifting my mindset on side hustles in general and where I'm headed with my side hustle on the whole. So I will come to that part at the end of this video, but now I'm going to talk about how I manage my time, because that is super important, and that has literally been the difference between in my income completely. So managing time. Sorry, I was going to take a drink of water. I'm going to take a drink of water. So I'm doing the 75 hard challenge. And this is how I keep track. I lost a rubber band of how many, I need to drink 4 of these because I'm supposed to drink a gallon of water a day. These are 32 ounces each, so I need 4 of these. I had 3 rubber bands and I would keep track and roll them up when I finish one, and ideally when I had 3, they would all be to the top, and then when I finish the 4th, I'm done. So that's my super low budget, frugal way to keep track of how many tumblers of water I'm drinking. And I'm feeling so much better, let me just say. All right, next, how I manage my time. Again, game changer, my trusty plum paper planner that I love. And this is kind of, this is big and something that I love talking about because it makes me refine my systems. Every minute is precious. Like I've talked about before, every dollar is precious. Your dollars are your freedom fighters. Every minute is precious. Time is your most valuable commodity. You do not get your time back. So this book that I'm reading, The Millionaire Fast Lane, it is really, really great. The title was a little bit skeevy. I wasn't so super jazzed about that, but the information is invaluable. So the idea is that there are different ways of thinking about money and how you earn money. So the author, MJ DeMarco, divides people up into 3 categories. You're either on the sidewalk, on the slow lane, or on the fast lane. Sidewalk people are people that spend as much as they make and more. Slow lane people are people that think a good job is going to protect you. You save, your 10%. You pinch every penny. You stand in line for 6 hours for a free bucket of chicken. And then in 50 years, you can retire. Fast lane people are people that invest in business systems and processes in order to generate income, rather than using their day job as their primary means of income. And that's eventually where I want to get to. So I'll discuss that kind of toward the end. But the way to get there is to really realize that time, your time, my time is so valuable, and to really invest that time in things that are going to make a difference in your life in the long term. So that's really where planning comes in, and I love it because it allows me to see where I spent my time. And then at the end of the week, I review and I say, was this a good use of my time? Was this a good use of my time? And sometimes the idea is you want to say yes more than you say no. So yes, this was a great use of my time, more than you say, no, this was a terrible use of my time. So for me, what I've seen and what I've noticed is a couple things. So yes, I am actively working toward building my side hustle. What I am trying now to work more towards is building systems that generate revenue as opposed to just generating revenue through my time consuming activities. For me, again, eBay is a great side hustle and it's the primary one earning income at this point, but it's very manual. I have to physically take pictures of everything, draft the listings and list them. And for me, I just find it super labor intensive. It will take me about, if I'm on it and I've gotten my process down, I can list 10 items in an hour. That's photographing, measuring, and drafting the listings. So I can do 10 of those in an hour if I am super, super focused and rush. Normally it takes more like 90 minutes, but still that's not super scalable because I'm limited by the number of hours in the day. So that said, I'm working to invest more in systems that do that work, the work of generating income for me, which is why I'm moving more toward the online platforms. Again, I'll discuss later. So really being accountable for my time is super, super important just for myself and saying, hey, where did I spend that time? And what was I spending that time doing? So I mentioned doing that 75 hard challenge, and I did a whole video on that. I will link to that either here, I think it shows up on this side, on doing the 75 hard challenge and how that's helping me to win the war with myself and really overcome my own laziness and inertia. It's really counterintuitive because the items in this challenge are as follows. You work out twice a day for 45 minutes each, and one of those workouts must be outdoors. That's 90 minutes, an hour and a half of working out, and you think, oh my gosh, it takes up so much time. Yes, it does, but you'd be surprised how much time you waste either sitting on the couch or taking your time and not being focused, dragging things out and not being intentional about where your minutes are going. So I've actually found that through working out, I am becoming more accountable with my time and actually have more time to use. So interesting paradox there. Number 2, you follow a strict diet. For me, what I'm doing is only avoiding dairy and sugar. Done. Number 3 is you must read 10 pages of a nonfiction book every day, and I love that because that's probably made the biggest change in my life because I'm reading this book, The Millionaire Fastlane, and I love it. It's really revitalizing my views on life in general, my views specifically on earning income, entrepreneurship, and where I'm focusing my time. So that's been huge. And I'm a reader. I love reading, but this is really helping me, encouraging me to be more consistent. The 4th thing is you must drink a gallon of water, hence my little tumbler with the rubber bands. And the 5th item is you must take a progress picture every day. So those are the 5 items of the challenge. This is not permanent. This is something I'm doing to get myself to a better, sharper, clearer, more intentional frame of mind. And I can say I'm on day 12 or so, and it's super working. Like, it is 100% doing its job of challenging me to become better at being myself. So really great results so far. And I'm not even keeping track of what day. I know I'll finish sometime around September. All I'm tracking is just keeping my head down and doing each day what I need to do. And then when I get in September, I'll figure out what day I finish. That's how that goes. Oh, and in the eating, I always leave this out, but it's kind of super important. In your food plan, no alcohol, which is huge. I mean, not huge because I'm not a huge drinker, but it's enough. It's enough that it's a good thing for me. It's good. We'll leave it there. So that is helping me to be accountable with my time because, like, on Monday, I'm like, what did I do on Monday? I went for a bike ride at 5 a.m. What did I do on Tuesday? I went for a walk at 5 a.m. What did I do on Wednesday? I actually took a little bit of time there. So I'm really forcing myself to keep track of where I spend my time and my energy. So how do you get more done? Eventually, get more done, make space for what's really important, and get more done, and have those things that you do get done really count. This is key, because if you do this for a while, you look back, and what I do with my planner is I write down my goals for the month, and then I go back and I use these 3 little things at the top to write in my favorite parts of the month, what I enjoyed the most. And I can see by the things that I really enjoyed, things that I really felt great doing, where my time counts the most. So, for example, in April, this was huge. When I played in the orchestra in the city, that was a huge investment of time and energy. But I found that was one of the best things that I did probably all year. So I knew that that was a good investment, and I wanted to do more of that and be a little bit more involved in the orchestra that I'm part of. From an administrative point of view, I sit on the board, and I kind of help with outreach. I help with box office management and grants, donor outreach. So I had so much fun at that concert, and I have so much fun with those people. And I thought, I really want to expand the time that I spend with them, because they're really, really exciting and fun people. They're a little bit older. Most of them are either retired, or there's some kids that are super young, like high schoolers. Either way, I really enjoy the energy that they have and the wisdom that they have, and the fact their love of music is putting them there, because nobody gets paid for this. I mean, the conductor gets like a stipend. So we're all there because we love music, and I really love those people. So that has shown me that this is where I want to invest my time. This is important. And if I can really be intentional about that and say, hey, I want to get this, like what I'm doing right now is I'm typing up a subscriber list. And that's really important for our organization, because that's a revenue generating activity. I just need to sit down and get it done. So that allows me to get more done, because I know that it's important. So really assigning priority to things helps you to make that time for them, and writing things down helps you keep track. I am such a fan of writing things down. I'll link to the Plum Paper Planner, because this has been the best format for me. And I love the size. It's a 7x9 size. It's super convenient to carry around. And I've really, have seen great things come from this. So if I had to say, distill that down into 3 components, how to make space to get important things done and get more done, I would say, number 1, write it down. Number 2, actually look at it. Go back and look at it retroactively. And number 3, force yourself to be accountable for your time and the things that you spend your time on, because time is money. Time is more than money, because you will never get that back. You can always make more money, but you will never get your time back. So that's kind of my philosophy on managing time. So number 3, side hustle, life goals in general. And I am still working on this, so more to come for sure. And actually, if you can't tell, I'm in my pajamas because I'm going to go to bed when I finish filming this. It's like 2 in the morning. But this is important, so I assign it. I just got back from a 90-minute walk outside. I had a pretty busy day. I had a busy week. And I just needed some time to catch up after work, so I took a nap. And that's why I was walking at 12 at night, because I wanted to get it in. It was important to me to get in my exercise as part of the challenge, but also it makes me feel good. Again, the topic is, just wanted to throw that in there because it's important. The topic of entrepreneurship and systems to generate revenue. That is where I am heading now. With my eBay sort of income and philosophy, I've played around with it. You guys have heard. I've shared that I'm trying to list higher value items while still listing those bread and butter items as well, but drop listings that aren't serving me well. And that's actually, I think, a big thing, because I'm starting to sell those items, which means I don't have to pay for them, the carrying costs on those. So that's been huge. But again, eBay is limited by my time, unless I want to hire someone to do what I do. Not that I don't really think that would be the most beneficial thing to do. But what I am working toward doing is building systems and having systems in place to generate revenue. That's kind of its own adventure. So if you're interested in hearing more about that, let me know. But I am still learning. I am still reading the book. I'm about I'm going to say a little bit more than halfway through, but I've got a lot more to go. So I have a ton to learn, but that's the direction I'm heading. And I've kind of always known that's where I wanted to go, but I didn't know how to articulate it, and I didn't know where to start, frankly. So this is going to be a fun learning experience for me, because I'm figuring out as I go. I don't really know exactly. I know where I'm headed, but I don't know how I'm going to get there. So again, I'm kind of building the airplane at the moment. So lots of discovery going on, lots of new things that I'm learning as far as the side hustle goal. But I would 100% recommend this book. Get it for you. It is called The Millionaire Fast Lane by MJ DeMarco. I still have to read my 10 pages for today. I love it. I will leave a link to it below, because I can't get enough. I can't recommend it highly enough. It's so funny. The place where I put my little marker, the first thing that jumps out at me is distance yourself from most people. So true. That's a whole other topic. It's like who are you hanging out with? You're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So are you happy with that? Does that make you happy? And for the most people, like I know the people that leave comments. If you leave a comment, you're an amazing person. And for the most part, I'd say like 99.9% of the people that leave comments are really incredible. So I'm betting that if you're watching this and you comment, you're an amazing person. So if you've gotten this far, put it in the comment something that says, yes, I'm amazing. Yes, I'm amazing. There, put that in the comments. That'd be great. But that's kind of where I want to leave it, is if you're watching this, I so appreciate you. And you're the kind of people that I want to hang out with, because you're the kind of people that are building for your future and not just living for the moment. The moment's a good place to be too, but you're also thinking about the future, and you're willing to sacrifice to win long term. And you're the kind of people that I want to hang out with. So I thank you again so much for watching. If you have any questions, as always, leave them in the comments. Also, comment, you're awesome. I'm awesome. Put that in the comments, because you are, if you've watched this far. And again, I thank you, and I hope, as always, that you will keep watching. Bye.